What if your next blessing depended on how you treat the stranger beside you? What if the key to your breakthrough is hidden in the heart of someone society says you should ignore? Today we ask a timeless question, one that echoes through generations. Who is your neighbor? In Luke chapter 10, Jesus tells a story that completely disrupts our understanding of love, compassion, and community. It's the parable of the Good Samaritan. You may have heard it before, but today I want to walk with you through it slowly. Because buried inside is a question that could change your life. Who is your neighbor? Let's go back to the moment this story began. A lawyer stood up to test Jesus and asked, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Luke 10:25. Jesus, as he often did, answered with a question. "What is written in the law?" The man replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself." Luke 10:27. Jesus said, "You have answered correctly. Do this, and you will live." But the man, looking to justify himself, asked, "And who is my neighbor?" And that is where the story begins. Jesus replied with a parable. A man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, a notoriously dangerous route. On his way, he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him, beat him, and left him half dead. Lying there, helpless, bleeding, alone. A priest came by, the one who should be the first to show mercy. But he passed on the other side. Then a Levite, a temple assistant. He too saw the man, and he too passed by. Two people, religious, respected, probably admired in their communities. But neither stopped. Then Jesus says something shocking. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. Luke 10, verse 33. Now, we need to pause here. Samaritans and Jews hated each other. This wasn't just cultural tension. It was centuries of bitterness, racism, and religious conflict. For Jesus to make the hero of this story a Samaritan would have been offensive to his listeners. But that's the point. The Samaritan got off his donkey, bandaged the man's wounds, poured on oil and wine, and took him to an inn. He paid the bill. He promised to come back and cover any extra cost. He didn't just help, he got involved. He made the man's pain his own. After finishing the story, Jesus looks the lawyer in the eye and asks, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The expert in the law replied, "The one who had mercy on him." And Jesus said, "Go and do likewise." Luke 10, verse 36 to 37. Go and do likewise. Not know this, not quote this, do this. This parable is not about knowing the right answer. It's about becoming the answer. It's easy to love people who love us. It's easy to care for people who look like us, talk like us, vote like us, pray like us. But Jesus calls us deeper. In Matthew 5, verse 46, he says, "If you love those who love you, what reward will you get?" Even the tax collectors do that. Real love, kingdom love, is inconvenient. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It costs us time, energy, pride, and sometimes reputation. But that's the love that transforms the world. So, who is your neighbor? It's not just your best friend or your church family. It's the co-worker you avoid, the stranger in the checkout line, the person whose accent you don't understand, the person who hurt you but still needs help, even the one you've been taught to fear. Love doesn't ask, do they deserve it? Love asks, what can I do to help? Because that's what Jesus did for us. Romans 5 verse 8 says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. We were the ones beaten and broken by sin. Jesus didn't pass us by. He stepped into our pain, lifted us up, and paid our debt in full. The world doesn't need more people who look religious. The world needs people who live like Jesus. We don't just need sermons, we need servants. We need neighbors. People who cross the line, break the rules of hate, and live with radical compassion. Every act of mercy is a ripple of God's love. Every time you choose to care, to forgive, to serve, you become a living answer to someone's prayer. So today, let's take Jesus' words to heart. Go and do likewise. Look around your life. Who's hurting? Who's invisible? Who have you walked past? Maybe God is calling you to stop, to reach, to love. Not tomorrow, not when it's easy. Now, because your neighbor isn't just the person next door, it's anyone who needs the love of God, and you're the one sent to give it. This is your invitation, to live like Jesus, to become a neighbor, to change the world one act of love at a time. If this message stirred something in your heart, don't let it stop here. Take a moment right now to reflect. Who in your life needs compassion, forgiveness, or a helping hand? Ask God to show you how to be a good Samaritan today. And if you were inspired by this story, I'd love for you to join our growing community of faith. Subscribe for more powerful Bible stories, teachings, and real-life inspiration. Like this video if it spoke to you, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that love has no limits, because together we can shine God's love in a world desperate for hope. Let's be the neighbors Jesus called us to be.